Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Thank you for joining us, and as we begin our tape today, another fabulous day in downtown Lancaster, certainly into the fall time of the year. Football is around us each and every week. The festival is behind us. The fair is just a couple of weeks away. We're very excited about that. It's just a wonderful time of the year. And again, fall, I think everybody, after maybe the summer, been a little warm, a little wet. I think everybody's ready for some nice, cool fall weather. So thank you for joining us, and we thank the folks here at Fairfield Federal for allowing us to come on. Mary, Matt, the whole staff down here. Just a wonderful place to come. We're at Fairfield Federal downtown, right here where everything pretty much happens all year long. It seems like in Lancaster there's something going on at the gazebo. There's something going on all around us here. So we're glad to be inside today doing this. We're going to start the show today with, I think, a young lady that I'm not sure we've had her on yet. It's always nice to have new projects and new people and new issues on to talk about it. And it's a serious one, but we're still pleased to have her on. Sarah Haley. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you.
I think we know your name from the Sarah Haley Project.
It's actually the Chase Haley Project.
Chase Haley Project with Sarah Haley doing this, and and it's something that I guess you never wanted to be in this position, but you find yourself in this position. Your son Chase died by suicide 3 years ago.
It'll be 3 years ago on the 10th of September.
So pretty fresh wound, yet really 3 years when something like that happens is just a blink of an eye. I'm sure this past 3 years has, can't imagine how quickly it's gone by. And you've started this foundation, the Chase Haley Project, and to honor him, to lift up what happened with him, and to prevent it perhaps from occurring in the future. Now, if I've done anything that wrong, but tell us what the Chase Haley Project is.
Thank you. The Chase Haley Project is exactly that. We want to make sure that it doesn't happen to another Chase or another family like mine. There are a lot of things that we can do to help educate that, to keep that from happening, and that's what our project focuses on. Just teaching you the skills that you need to learn and know so that you know how to handle a tragedy or tragic events that happen before they come, so that you have those skills, so you're not stuck in that depressive state for too long, that you're able to reach out to get the help that you need when you need it, instead of waiting till it's too late.
When this occurred almost 3 years ago now, was it as you look back, you have the advantage of hindsight now, was this a complete shock to you, or were there now, you can see signs that you weren't aware of, that nobody would be aware of, that something was amiss?
You know, I've beaten myself up looking for the smallest of signs.
Sure.
Pictures, like, did he look really happy in that picture? It's a horrible rabbit hole to go down, and I go down it often. But quite honestly, I did not recognize any signs. The professions that my husband and I have, were taught to look for those types of signs. But I do believe that those signs that we're taught are completely outdated. This generation does not function the way that, my generation, I'm a Gen Xer, so we're a little bit different than, Gen Z. And those signs are not as clear as they once were. In educating myself in this, I've learned that there are other types of signs to look for, and a lot of times you'll notice it, like friends will notice it a lot quicker than parents, because you do obviously try to put on a good act in front of your parents. And, again, with the jobs that my husband and I have, we had those hard conversations. And Chase was a psychology major. He knew how to reach out for help. He was helping others. Multiple friends of his had stopped by after we lost him, explaining how much he had done for them. And it was just, it's still mind-blowing to me that he didn't take care of himself. And I do believe that it's all about, how they say you got to fill your cup first. I think that's what it was. He was helping and helping and helping and didn't realize it was time for him to help himself.
And, as we think of Chase and we think of this incident where he died by suicide, I'm sure there's no something you could put on a resume like, these are people that are likely to commit suicide. They have they have these qualities. But I think of Chase as being an exceptional young man, graduate of Lancaster High School, graduate of Ohio University in psychology, which perhaps there's some irony right there, but here's a young man who spent his life, probably even back into high school, as somebody that helped people, somebody that was always there for somebody, a good sounding board. And apparently that occurred right down at OU also.
It did. He was always that kid. He was always the helper. And I think that's the hardest part about it, is he was the happiest guy in the room, the most helpful. And what I've learned from the others that have unfortunately gone down the same path that my family has with the loss of their sons, there's probably about 9 of us in a little grief support group that we have, and it's just families that have lost a child to suicide. And the majority of us are from Fairfield County and Licking County, and they're all high-achieving student athletes, almost borderline perfectionists. So, and they're all very outgoing. So it's not the typical what you would look for. You would think these children, these young adults, have so much going for them. There's no way they could be depressed. There's no way they could, be suffering from anything, because they would surely reach out. But yet the 9 of us, we are all in the same boat, and we all lost our sons at the same year. Our boys didn't know each other, but they were all within 5 or 6 years of age of one another, and all the very similar, as you say, resumes.
So it's the Chase Haley Project. Mom Sarah here with us talking about it today. So your job has become, and believe me, it's a job you never wanted. We all get that, and we all thank you for having the courage to come and be so strong and talk about this. Thank you, Sarah, for that. But I think you believe it's your job now to educate the public so that this would not ever happen again. Now, way too many people it's happened to, and I'm sure you've heard that story way more than you want to hear it, but you'd be the happiest person in the room if somehow this would not happen anymore. So that's your job. You go out, you speak to organizations, you'll talk to anybody. Your project just does so much, but I guess that's what you want to tell people is, listen to what your story is.
Yes, that would be wonderful. I mean, if you can take a little bit from my situation and turn it into something good for yourself, your family, reach out, speak out. Mental health affects every single one of us, and I don't know why we don't talk about it more. I think, we always try to put on that strong face that everything's okay because it makes other people comfortable, when in turn you're wearing a face that doesn't make you very comfortable with yourself, and it's hard to know when you can take that face off.
So when you look back at these almost 3 years right now, kind of what lessons have you learned, do you think?
I've learned that the strongest people are usually the ones hurting the most. I've learned that it's okay to just have a bad day and share it. That's the hardest thing. I think a lot of people don't want to seem weak. It's really not weak. It's just too much. And if you've experienced something that's incredibly difficult, no one should have to carry that alone. And there's help out there. There are so many more people that are experiencing the same thing. And what I've learned, especially with our grief group, is, how they say misery loves company? It's true. Being able to sit next to somebody that knows my pain or a version of my pain, just sitting next to them offers a level of comfort that I've not been able to find anywhere. So I've also learned in doing that, others that are struggling with certain situations, if they find another like-minded person, that helps them too, because they're not alone. And it does take somebody in your same shoes to show you you're not alone. And you don't know that unless you speak to somebody about it.
So for 3 years now, you've talked about this. We've got a couple minutes left. You've compiled what? Police, fire, teachers. You've got a pretty good base group of people, groundswell of people that this is your story to tell.
Yes, very lucky. Our community is a pretty special community. I know other communities that are experiencing the same type of situations. They don't have the support that we have here, and we're very fortunate. This community is just, I'm not even from here. I've only lived here for about 20 years, and
You're practically a rookie.
yeah, just the way that everybody has just rallied around us. It's been amazing.
Well, it's a difficult story, but a wonderful story. Thank you for telling it, and I can certainly tell you that anything I can do or this show, you're always an open invitation anytime you want to come back on.
Thank
We'd
you.
love to have you on and tell this story. It's one that needs to get out there. Again, mental health seems to be something we don't discuss very much. It's kind of in the shadows, and your job and everybody's job should be to get it out there, and I think that will kind of lift a lot of that away. We hope it does. Sarah Haley with us with the Haley Project, and we wanted, just for a moment here, we got some things coming up here. You got a free lunch coming up on the 18th, RSVP for that. You got a conversations about mental health coming up with Dr. Sean Gorby.
Yes.
Got some things coming up here for that. And then Chase Life, where it all started at the Ale House on September 25th. I guess this is all part of kind of lifting this up.
It is. And September is National Suicide Awareness Month.
I knew that.
And
Yeah.
I feel like this is the best time to just start really bringing it to life here in the community, getting involved, and just, having opportunities for people to congregate together. It doesn't have to be a sad conversation, just one that needs to be had.
Has to be a conversation.
It does.
So as we say, just bring it, Sarah.
Yep.
Just bring it. Chase would like this. Your family, good for you. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having
Sarah
us.
Haley with the Chase Haley Project. And again, we'll have more about this as the year goes on. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
We'll be back in a moment.
At Fairfield Federal, we believe true prosperity is shared. For 130 years, Fairfield Federal has invested in the community that built us. From supporting businesses that employ our neighbors, empowering the initiatives that strengthen our community, and serving generations of families, Fairfield Federal is proud to share this milestone of progress with our hometown. Fairfield Federal is your place for checking, savings, and home loans. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402612.
Fairfield Medical Center is more than a hospital. We're a health system that's been putting people first for more than a century. From the youngest patients to the eldest, our compassionate team of caregivers are here to support you through every season of life. We are healers, cheerleaders, patient advocates, and champions. Your health is our greatest accomplishment, and we are proud to serve you. Whatever you're searching for, you can find it at Fairfield Medical Center.
Did you know Fairfield DD provides coordination for over 1,200 people in Fairfield County? That's 1,200 unique journeys, each filled with talents, dreams, and challenges. And while no two paths are the same, one thing is true for everyone. Life is easier when you have the right support. That's why we're here. From early childhood milestones to school transitions, employment, and adulthood, Fairfield DD connects individuals and families with the resources they need every step of the way. When the right support is available, a vibrant community where people lead lives of greater independence and make meaningful contributions becomes possible. Learn more at fairfielddd.com and check us out on social media. Together, we're building a more inclusive Fairfield County.
What makes Fairhope what it is our staff. It's always a question that we ask, why do you want to be here with us? And what they most always say is, you've touched my life this way. You know, you took care of this person, or I've seen what you've done and I want to do that. And so the staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today, and we certainly want to thank Sarah Haley for stopping in with the Chase Haley Project. Such a worthwhile organization, so I hope you'll take time to search that out and find out what all she's talking about, because I don't think there are many families that couldn't benefit from the story that she's been telling for just about 3 years now. So I want to thank Sarah for joining us on this. Going to change it up a little bit right now, a little bit more activity here in Fairfield County as we head into this fall time of the year, as we open the show with that kind of thought. We're almost into that real fallish kind of weather. It's coming, and if it's that time of the year, we think of Visit Fairfield County, the things that they've got going on. We've got Jonett Haberfield with us. Jonett, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I doubt if there's a time of the year that's not super busy. It seems like you guys are on the go promoting something 24/7, 12 months a year. I get that, but you're just coming off the Lancaster Festival. Mm-hmm. You're coming off the Bottoms Up Glass program that went on and kind of consumed the entire downtown for several days down there. Both wonderful events, but now we get into the fall time of the year. And my golly, there's more coming.
Yeah, and fall's a special time of year.
Oh, I know it is.
Especially for just our county because of our agricultural history. And,
yes.
You know, it's just a lot of fun. The fair's coming up, 175 years of the fair.
Isn't
Did
that
you know
remarkable?
That, Paul?
I did know
That's
that.
Unreal.
I did know that, and good on them. We've already had Sarah Fisher on, or Stacy Fisher on. We've talked about that some,
Good.
And we're excited about that. We're going to do another show about that as we get closer to the fair, which is just very close now. It's almost here.
Yes.
But the things you have going on, my golly, it's the Wands and Wizards and the Trail of Scarecrows.
Yeah, and this year we're honoring the fair for the Trail of Scarecrows because every year we have a theme, and this year's theme is the 175th.
That's perfect.
It's called Fair Fun. So create a scarecrow that looks like a farm animal or a concessionaire or whatever your favorite memory is of the fair.
How many years have been going on now?
This is year 7. Can you believe it, Paul? 7 years.
You know, when we start talking about that, and we're going to do this Trail of Scarecrows, I thought, what the heck are you talking? I mean, now 7 years later, and it is, and actually I was talking to Matt Weidman here about it. They've gone around and visited all of Pickerington. They go around and people make just trips to do this.
And we're expanding it this year. We're actually doing all of Canal Winchester because, you know, Canal Winchester is on the border.
Sure.
And so we've had some residents at Canal Winchester want to participate.
They want in.
So they went in on all the fun. So we're adding them. And then we're doing all the way around the lake. So not just in Millersport and Fairfield Beach, but now in Licking County, in the village of Buckeye Lake, because it's also on the border, part in each county.
Sure.
And then even over in Thornville and Hebron. And so we're going to have scarecrows all over. Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
How many do you think?
We usually get about 300. I mean, we had a record year in 2020 because everybody was home and wanted to make a scarecrow. So we had over 300 that year. But we averaged between 280 and 320 or so.
So this is something that maybe the COVID put on pause thing kind of helped a little bit.
It helped a lot because everybody was home and they didn't have anything to do. So yeah, they got real creative that year. But yeah, we started with a theme a couple of years ago, and now we have categories, so you can be really competitive. And every year somebody wins in every community, the People's Choice. So they get a Visa gift card and a nice little plaque, and bragging rights, of course, for their community. So we're still looking for entries. People can still enter through the end of September. So just go to our website. We've got it all over social media. There's a Facebook page just for the Trail of Scarecrows. So you can find out how to register on there. It's free, doesn't cost a thing. All you have to do is name your scarecrow, and you have to have it out October 1st, and it has to stay out all month so people can vote.
So,
and it's fun.
Help me with this. Visit fairfieldcounty.org.
Yes, you're good, Paul.
I'm not good. I'm not good. I get that. But thank you for saying that. Jonett Haberfield with Visit Fairfield County. And again, the life that this Trail of Scarecrows has
well, you know, we're the Scarecrow capital of Ohio. Self-designated, and we've never been contradicted, so we just keep saying it.
I'll expect to see that on a Welcome to Lancaster sign. We're a Purple Heart community and a Scarecrow community. I expect to see that out. Well, you could be known for worse things.
I could be.
Now tell me about another one that's just got wheels and legs and it's taken off is Wands and Wizards.
Yeah, actually this, I can't remember what year it's been of this. We started it before the pandemic too, and then we paused for a few years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it started out as a Harry Potter thing.
Yes.
And then we kind of got
Everybody
our
was all over
hands slapped about that from Warner Brothers. They didn't
Don't
like us
use that
using
word.
that. So now we changed it to Wands and Wizards. And this year we changed it too, because remember it used to be in August, right after the festival. And it just got too close to the festival when they moved their date
Too much
a little bit.
going on.
There's too much.
Yeah,
So we moved it to
yeah.
October. So it's October 17th through the 19th. So it's a Friday night, Saturday, and then Sunday, because we used to do it when the kids were out of school. So we had to shift it a bit. But I think it'll be fun because we can lean more into the spooky season of Halloween. And we're partnering with DDL because we're doing it the weekend of Fall Fest here in Lancaster. So that makes it nice too and adds a little extra element into it. But it's always fun. And I'm sure you know Judith and the Rise Up Alliance group, they're doing a fantasy ball and fair out at Wagnalls, which
There's
is
such a great
amazing.
group. Such a great group.
And Wagnalls is
Judith
a gem.
Cosgray.
Yeah, but Wagnalls, that library out in Lithopolis, looks like a Harry Potter movie. So they're going
I
to
could
do
see
a ball
that.
out there
That'd be
on the
perfect.
Saturday night. So that'll be really fun.
Like something out of Sherlock Holmes
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that with that look out there.
And this will be the first year we've ever had Wands and Wizards win their Scarecrows downtown. So that'll be combined.
So a
that'll
little
be a lot of
crossover
fun. A little
event here.
crossover. So it'll be really
So,
a good
so this
time.
Wands and Wizards, I guess I originally think of that or thought of that as kids.
Oh,
no. Oh no. Oh no. These are big people and totally into this.
Yeah, and they're that
Invested.
generation of kids who grew up with Harry Potter, because Harry Potter books have been out for a long time now.
Yeah.
And those kids, when they were
Is it
8 and
J.K.
10 years
Rowling
old,
or-
now they're old enough to have their own kids and bring their own
Yeah.
kids to participate.
So it's generational.
Yeah, it's generational. So, some of the bars get involved. They make little wizardly drinks and cocktails, and, the restaurants have wizardly type food, and a lot of, Mud Gallery does a lot of workshops where you can make pottery, little cauldrons and hats and really cool stuff. So there's a lot of diversity in the activities during
I
Wands and
imagine
Wizards.
Square 7 down there at
Yeah,
the Art
they-
and Clay. I
yep.
imagine they probably have
Yep.
their own
They do
invested
their own
little
thing.
products.
Yep.
And
Gay Fad has a whole line of Halloween plates and cups and things that you can buy there. So it's a nice way to wrap everybody. And that's our goal, is to create things that direct people to business, but create a theme so people can participate. People love to get dressed up. And in the fall,
I don't
it's-
know how you could do any more.
Well,
in
you
terms
know.
of people investing in this
Yeah.
and getting involved.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of businesses that participate around the county, because the library really is kind of the centerpiece for this. They
Becky
were the
Shade
reason.
is all about this.
Yes, and they love it. So they're doing a little internal scavenger hunt within the library, and they're leaning into all the other kinds of books too that are, wizardly or
Perfect for
fantasy or, all
and
of
there's
that.
a lot now. There's a
There's
whole
a
genre.
lot, yeah.
Maybe that was it for a while, but now.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them. So they're going to do some fun stuff at the library. And then she farms it out to all the other library branches around the county. So every library is doing something. So it makes it nice.
So all the communities, you say, each one gets a winner.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Somebody in every community wins bragging rights, a nice little plaque, and a $50 Visa gift card that they can buy whatever they want with. And then those category winners win a really cool Scarecrow glass that our friends at Gay Fad made. And then they all get it, also get a low certificate for being the category, like the funniest or the best use of the theme, or I think there's 10 categories that they can compete in.
Now, when you call up or register and get your Scarecrow on, help me here. Do you get a tag? It
Yeah,
seems to
we
me
make
there's
a
a
big
tag
name
that
tag.
you put
Yep.
on your Scarecrow.
Yep.
So if somebody drives by and look at that, I'm at number 35.
Yep,
And
it
then
has
they
that QR
register.
code, and they
Yeah,
can use their
that's it.
phone to vote for their favorite. Yeah, but it has a name, and that's why every Scarecrow needs a name, so we can put a name tag on it.
Who'd
But
ever
it's fun.
thought that this many years ago, say 7 years ago, this is where we are, where it's around not only Lancaster, it's in communities even outside of Fairfield County. It's hitting Licking and maybe some a little Perry, who knows? But I mean, this really does have a life.
Yeah, and it's fun, and it's, it's just good, warm country fun, and people from the city love to come out and do a scavenger hunt. And that gets them out into our community, and they eat, they go to a restaurant, they might go pick apples, they might go out to Hugus or up to Ox Farm and get a pumpkin, or, it's just spearing that economic impact of, the visitors that come to our county. We want to get them out spending money.
And it's nice that you have a theme this year. tying in. Again, we talk about tie-ins, maybe some Wand and Wizards and some Scarecrow crossover. Well, another one is the fair at 175 years. What a great tie-in for that. Nothing better than agricultural and all the pumpkins and all the things that go on with the fair.
Yeah. And we put all of that under our Autumn Experience umbrella too. So, there are corn mazes you can go to, and the haunted farm, and so many events, and Oktoberfests, and we have so many events in the fall. So they all fit together, and it gets all of us out enjoying the season before the holidays, and we get all bogged down with all that stuff. It's just a fun way to enjoy our agricultural history. And
you ever get to take a breath?
Well, not very often. January, I usually try to take a little bit of a breath, but then we're just getting ready for the next year, so we can't really breathe too much.
I guess be careful what you wish for. There was a time, and it's been a while now, I think back, where all the complaints were, well, there's no place to eat downtown. There's nothing going on. You go by here after 5 o'clock. Every parking space downtown is empty. There's nothing happening.
Yeah,
you go by now. You go by now almost any evening, and every parking spot is full. We had the Brew Fest. We've got stuff going on every weekend, and certainly your things are so engaging and so involved in this. And with the museums and with the businesses, the gay fads of the community, and the restaurants and the things that get involved in this, it's really, as you said, it's a real total commitment.
It's a great time to be here. I mean, things are just really hopping here in Lancaster and in Fairfield County. And I travel around the state a lot, and Fairfield County's on the map now. People are starting to realize, wow, there's a lot going on down there. From economic development side, and just downtown, success stories, and it's nice to hear that when you travel. People know you're from Lancaster, and they think, wow.
I don't think there's any open spaces in the entire downtown now. I think everything is filled up.
Pretty much
which there was a time when you always had a few, but I mean, I think that's just an indication of the time we're in right now. Like you say, it's really Lancaster and Fairfield County. A lot going on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people working hard behind the scenes to make it happen. So we got to thank all those people that's their job, is to make our community thriving. And
so we've got Wands and Wizards. We've got the Trail of Scarecrows, and again, that's visit fairfieldcounty.org. All the information's on there. You want to register a Scarecrow, get involved, all the tools and how you do that, all that's on the website, visit fairfieldcounty.org. What follows that? Is it holidays? Thanksgiving,
holidays,
Christmas?
Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the fun stuff. The Advent Window Walk, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
That's coming up again. Yeah. This will be year 4, I think, for that. So it's growing and expanding, and there's a couple other new things that are going to happen this Christmas, which will be fun.
So
always something.
It's 52 weeks a year visit Fairfield County. I guess that's what you would say. There's something always out there.
And we love it.
Well, you do. Obviously, you do such a great job.
Thank
Visit
you.
Fairfield County, the new studio, the new gig over here, good?
Yeah, we love it. Oh, gosh. It's a
I
great
like your
space.
kiosk right
I know,
there with all
thanks to Fairfield Federal.
with all the nice stuff you can find there.
Yeah.
Had a lot of things for the festival. They got all the things you've got coming up right there, right near the parking
all very
lot.
close, so when we're not open, you can still get information. That's the whole key.
Visit Fairfield County. Jonett Haberfield with us. Thank you for joining us. We'll get back here and we'll talk about that Advent window thing as we move, kind of a little change of season, but take a breath sometime. Maybe not till January.
Not till January.
Thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on, and this is Fairfield Today. Thanks for joining us.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.